Five, four, three, two, one.
Good morning, everybody.
Sunday night for us. Monday morning for you guys. How you guys doing?
We're good. Are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
So, today we had Sunday service. Hopefully you were able to join us.
Yeah.
You know, the sermon was called, Is Your Name Written? And I think people received it well. You know, the whole idea is, guys, is the prayer is this. You know, is to write a sermon that pleases the Lord, and if it pleases the Lord, that means it touches the hearts of the people.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that's the most important thing about it. You know, and I like when after a lot of times it creates conversation. You know, and that's when I know, like, it really impacted, people. If they're like, man, when you said this or you said that, and it just goes into conversations, and I actually enjoy that. It's really cool, But yeah, as you guys know, every Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning, we go live, for our Sunday services.
Amen.
The worship was awesome. I really like it. I love the fact that you guys did that song, Indescribable by Chris Tomlin. You guys remember a couple, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
We went to a Chris Tomlin concert. I've only been to 2 Christian concerts. The first time with Jesus Culture, that was awesome. But this one took the cake to me. To actually see Chris Tomlin. As you guys know, if you watch these videos, how much, I love Chris Tomlin's music. For me, he sings the songs unto the Lord.
Yeah.
And I always thought that, but, the Spirit bears witness, because it's one thing to hear a CD or watch a YouTube video, but it's another to be there, and there's other musicians and other artists, and they're singing and they're doing great.
You're in the presence.
But for him, he changed it from a concert into worship.
Everything just shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited when they sang that. That was a new song for you guys.
Well, I think right after that, we did a devotional, and I know Ruben watched it, and
back then.
Yeah, and he says, Sister Sharon, he's all, I know Pastor really loves, the Chris Tomlin songs. He goes, I know some of those, and I know how to play some of them. He's all, can we get some of those? And I said, absolutely. I said, I would love to practice some of those with the worship team. So I think we got 2 of them, because I know multi-tracks, you have to buy the whole set in order for us to be able to practice it with the worship team. So I said, let's start with 2 of them at least.
Yeah.
So we got 2 of them to start off with.
But we have other ones. We have that new one that I like a lot. So I'm waiting for when you guys do that one with the guitar. The what's it called? His newer song.
Oh yeah, He's Worthy.
He is worthy.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song.
Actually, I remember hearing that song, and I did the whole sermon about that. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, his the lyrics that the Lord gives him really moves.
Yeah,
so
worthy. That's a beautiful song.
But other than that, man, this sickness, guys.
Yeah, it's been a pretty heavy day for just for many people. I don't know. It hits home in so many ways, and it really it prompted me to, on our way home, it prompted me to just call my kids back in Southern California, today. And I just needed to hear their voices,
Yeah, but I think it's beyond hitting home. It hit home when Ricardo passed. It hit home when
it's been hitting home.
It hit home when we got COVID.
But I mean, it just feels like
it's more than that.
It just feels like this whole month, it's just been like a domino effect, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's just so much that it's. I think throughout the year it wasn't so consistent.
Yeah.
That there was maybe time in between the people in our family
Yeah.
and our loved ones that were getting sick. And now, right now, it's been day after day and after
Back to
day,
back to
back
back
to
to back
back,
to back.
and everything. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you worry and you just see the people that you love. The thing is, guys, is that I know some people that maybe some people that are not saved, or they have not found Christ. Maybe they don't go to church or anything. Maybe they will not understand. But when you have a church family, there's just there's a closeness, and I know for me, I'm going to speak for myself. This is for myself. It was funny because today I actually called one of my Pastora Claudia, and she was my pastor's wife from one of the Spanish pastors that I helped pioneer for about a year. I left VO San Fernando for 1 year so that I can go help them pioneer. And she had put a post to pray for Pastor Carl, which was her husband at that time. And so I called her and I said, "What's going on?" And she told me that he's battling COVID and everything as well. And I missed him so much. And I just had a chance to talk to her. And this is the thing I told her. It's crazy because all I know is my childhood, which was such a hard time in my life, was my childhood in my young years, and then my VO family, which is my church family, and then now my house arrest family. This is this is all I've ever known my whole life, guys, and of course my immediate family, but I don't know anything else. Like, I don't know any other family outside of this. This is it for me. My whole life revolves around you guys. Like, this is my family that I know. And when I say that I love you, when I say that you guys are my family, I mean it. Like, I mean it, because I don't know anything else, and I truly mean it. And when I say that I'm going to do something for you, or when I say that, oh my God, I get excited about your children, or when I get excited about helping you with a birthday party, when I get excited about doing a baby shower for you, when I get excited about planning a wedding for you, when I get excited about so many things for you, man, I'm being so sincere, because it's like you're my sister, you're my brother, and there's just such a close bond. Sometimes it becomes so much closer. I know so many of you more than what I know my cousins. I haven't seen my cousins in so long, that I know my church family more than I know them.
Yeah.
And I hang out with them more than what I do aunts and uncles and cousins, because I don't see them. So it hits home. Today I seen Jessica and Eduardo and Oliver. And it was a big sigh of relief.
Well, they finally came. So
yeah, they
in case
came
they don't know what you're talking
they came
about.
to church after being homesick from COVID for weeks, and seeing them walk in the door, I ran to them, and I just had to hold on to them, because it's a sigh of relief when you see people come back, and you're just so happy to see them. But yeah, it's
Yeah. And then, after service and we're eating, and then we get the news that Brother Joe's mom passed. She was in the hospital with COVID. And I tried calling him, I text him, I just I know a lot of things are going through his heart and his head and his family, so I don't want to bother him, but I did reach out to him and text him.
Yeah.
But if he is watching this, or if he happens to watch this, Joe, we love you.
yes.
Our condolences. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I can do, but I'm there. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm so sorry.
Yes, absolutely.
So
It's So please just keep that family in prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So it has been a busy weekend. As you guys know, or you don't know,
no, they don't.
but my brother, Pastor Angel, him and his wife are expecting,
Yeah.
which is crazy because my nephews are adults now. I have 2 nephews with them, and all of a sudden, bam,
20 years later.
20 years later, his wife gets pregnant. My sister-in-law gets pregnant. And so you had a last-minute baby shower for her.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I thought she was due in December.
Well,
I don't know
you
why.
thought December. I thought November. And your mom was here on Wednesday, and we were just, we were talking, and I came out, and then you're like, she's due in next week. And I'm like, who? And you said, Diana. And I said, no, she's due in November. And you're like, no, she's due any day now. And I was so confused. And I said, but I'm supposed to be doing I want to have a surprise baby shower for her.
So we found this out Wednesday.
And your mom said, no, she's due next week. And I said, well, no, we need to have a baby shower for her. She goes, well, how are we going to do this? I'm leaving to SoCal next weekend, guys. And then, just to go see my mom for just Monday and Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And then we had plans to see, we had plans this Saturday. We'll explain to you why. And I said, we need to do it on Friday. Yeah. We had one day to get everything ready, guys.
Yeah.
But guys, it was the most beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah. I'll show you guys a couple pictures of that. So, most of the family came. 2 of my sons were working and Marianne. But anyways, it was for last minute. It was crazy. It was beautiful. It was really nice. So that was Friday.
And here's the coolest part, though, you guys. It was because we don't know if it's a girl or boy. We had a baby Yoda. It was a Star Wars baby shower.
We're a Star Wars family. So
yeah, so it was a baby Yoda. Yeah. It was so cute.
So that we had, we were barely tearing things down at midnight.
Yeah.
And the next morning, for the last 2 months, we had plans because Cholo Trucker was coming up here because he's a Dodger fan. Mm-hmm. And the Dodgers are going to play San Francisco Giants. So it was crazy because this baby shower last minute, and we had to meet them early because they had to be at the stadium by 3. Yeah. So we got up the next 4.5 hours later and got ready and went to San Francisco and went to show him around. Him, his wife, their 2 sons. And that was a lot of fun too. Really beautiful family.
Yes.
And to be able to, I was glad when we pulled up. I thought it was just them 2 originally, but to pull up and to see that they had their family.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And that's an awesome thing, And sometimes you think oh man, they're gonna think I'm boring because I'm a pastor. But man, we were joking, we were laughing, we had a great time. They're a very decent family, and just taking them to the sites.
Yeah.
Taking them to see things that they would have never seen. And they said, they're like, man, if we would have came, we would have just went to Fisherman's Wharf or something. The tourist spots.
The typical spots.
We took them to places that people don't know about unless you're local, So, man, I had a great time with them. And then I finally had to take them to their hotel room because they had to get ready to go to the game. I didn't even know who won.
I don't know. Yeah. I was so out of... Guys, then on top of that, guys, to make things even worse, I think it was a Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we go pick up the chairs and the tables from the church,
Saturday
guys.
Morning? We were at Frisco Saturday morning.
Oh, no. Friday morning, guys. Friday morning. We go pick up the chairs and the tables from the church so we can use it for the baby shower. I took the flag, our flag, okay? I took it down from the classroom and I sat it down and I left the pole out and I tripped over the pole. And you guys, I took a huge tumble. I think David felt really bad. Did you feel really bad for me?
Yeah. I was mad at whoever put it there.
And then he was mad. He's like, who put that there? And I was like, I did. He was really.
I was mad.
You guys, I took.
Because anybody could have tripped off that, and I didn't realize she's the one that put it there herself.
I put it there myself, guys. I fell so hard, and I hit my hip and my knee really, really bad. And man, I was crying like a baby, guys. I really was, because I was in so much pain. I'm just like, don't touch me, you know. I was like, ugh. But you know what? It was my fault. I did put it there, but it is what it is. And I was dreading on Saturday morning. I was dreading doing anything more after on Friday night. But you know what? I got through it. And then Saturday morning, I was dreading because I was feeling the pain. But you know what? I got through it though.
Yeah,
I did. I'm so surprised.
Unless something is really bad, I don't like to make plans. And then I don't like when people flake on me.
Yeah.
Especially that we had made these plans 2 months ago.
Yeah.
With them,
Yeah.
and, you know,
I wouldn't have canceled. I would have just.
Yeah.
I was just gonna go, guys.
But it was fun. I had a great time. It was cool because Cholo Trucker's like, man, I want to go to the Mission District. I want to eat there. I want to eat some Mexican food there, and that was cool because just seeing all the beautiful murals.
Yeah.
I've never walked through there. We always drive. To just kind of, guys, if you've never been there, it's on Mission and 24th Street. I mean, it's like the whole, I'm not even say Chicano section. It's a whole Latino street because even on the poles,
Had
there's
flags from Ecuador, Salvador,
yeah, all
Honduras,
the different Central America,
Mexico, everywhere.
and all that. So, but we stopped at a little taqueria, one little hole in the wall. Usually,
That's what he wanted.
Usually those are the best ones, and we had a great time, you know. So, anyways, we rushed back Saturday, and I had to write the sermon, get the PowerPoint together, and then today.
You didn't even write a sermon, babe. You just put. The Lord gave you some scriptures, and you came back, and you were like, "Okay, I'm done." And I'm like, "You're done? Okay."
Yeah. So then, you know, got ready, went to sleep, got up, went to service. So it was just like boom, 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 boom. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now we're here, and tomorrow's Labor Day.
Yeah, tomorrow's Labor Day, and tomorrow I got a meeting with some of the women tomorrow night on Zoom. So we're going to get ready for this twin baby shower. Mm-hmm. We have a baby shower for the twins, and I'm really, really excited, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, so it's like good things, sad things, life, man. It's life, you know, and it just, it's crazy because it's just a weird thought, you know, how we're all like one breath away. So it teaches you to don't take it for granted. You know, enjoy life. You know, enjoy the moments. Enjoy those things. You know, and you know, just like it's just so crazy because celebrating a new life that's about to start on Friday with Angel, and then going to Cholo Trucker and just being family and us being together. You know, and then, you know, sickness, and it's just a weird sandwich that it creates, you know, just like it stacks, you know, and it's just a trip, guys, you know, and.
You know, my son said something today. You know, as I was talking to him and sharing with him about a lot of the cases that were going on over here of like the different illnesses and stuff. And he says, oh, well, that's the pastor's life. That's what you chose. And I said, you know what? It's not what we choose. It's the calling. It's, you know, we're called to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a calling. It's not just a choice. It's a calling. And he stood quiet after. You know, a lot of the times our children and family, sometimes they don't understand the calling sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for them to see. Sometimes people don't see because they don't understand because they're not in it. And it's hard for them to understand it. Mm-hmm. You know, until you're in it or until you're part of it or until you really is when you really understand it.
You know, I used to think in the beginning, when God called me to pastor and preach, I thought that meant only one thing, is to have a building and be behind a pulpit.
Yeah.
It's now, let me see, the Lord called me to preach in 2005. I actually started House of Rest 2011, so that's 10 years. And it's taken me all these years to realize that pastoring and preaching, it's way bigger than stand behind a pulpit and preaching. There's people that preach through books. There's people that preach and pastor through poetry, through programs, through counseling, through, I mean, you name it. There's a podcast, a YouTube channel, talking to people one-on-one, starting a women's group, men's group, starting a marriage group, I mean, there's just so many ways that the Lord's like, he's not going to be boxed in by a pulpit, There's so many ways, and it amazes me how many things that God uses to reach people. Christian movies, Christian music, books. I mean, I'm saying the same things over and over, but you guys get what I'm saying, and I think that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
How God will use it all.
I think he'll speak through anything, but it's on how you receive it too. Are you sensitive to the Spirit? It's the receiver. There's always going to be the receiving as well. It's like, how when they say there's the male and the female on the connectors, there has to be, the connectors have to connect in order for it to receive the is it the currency, or is it when the electricity when it goes through? Yeah, so it has to connect.
Current,
Yeah, the current has to connect in order for them to receive.
But I trip out because, like, I have a brother, not a brother like my mom and dad, but I mean a Christian brother, that Reggie, that moved to Arizona, for instance, right? And he had said something to my brother one time, because he does a lot of ministry through Zoom before I even knew what Zoom was.
Yeah.
And he would tell my brother Angel, he goes, I have a really hard time talking publicly. He goes, and he goes, but man, when I get on Zoom and there's 20, 30 people, he goes, I teach.
Yeah.
And at first I thought, that's weird. I mean, if you could talk to 30 people on a Zoom, you should be able to talk to 30 people in a building. But then I realized what I'm just telling you now is that God is not going to be put in a box. If YouTube exists, God's like, oh, I'll use that.
Yeah.
If Zoom exists, oh, I'll use that too. The street corner exists, I'll use that too. Oh, there's a building with a pulpit, I'll use that too. So don't put God in a box, and don't put yourself in a box. And a lot of times your very passions, God wants to use it. Because back in the day, I remember people would like prophesy, and they thought they had to prophesy to your kids. You're going to be an evangelist. You're going to be a preacher. You're going to... Well, you think God can't work in all ways? I've known barbers. You guys know what barbers, you have to sit in their chair, depending on how slow you cut, 20, 40 minutes. Guess what? That's a sermon. You can literally share as they're in your chair. That is that person's pulpit. And here's the thing, right? Is I might speak to a congregation of 100, 120 people. That person might speak to 6 people that sit in their chair every day, but that is a one-on-one. And imagine 6 people Monday, 6 people Tuesday, 6 people in a month. How many have you reached?
Yeah.
So even then, or a hairdresser, or women that do nails, how long do you sit there?
Yeah, for almost an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, so
all
if you do nails and you have Christ, guess what? You have a pulpit.
Yeah.
That is your pulpit. That is your opportunity. That is your chance right there. If you're a mechanic, whatever it is, man, you use that and like ask God, be like, what's my pulpit, Lord?
The one thing that's so important as being pastors, this is our opportunity. Like today, Brother Jesse and Vanessa's mom, she says, this is so amazing that we're sitting here just talking to you guys.
Well, I didn't get it. You talked to her more.
Yeah, she goes, you know how hard it is to sometimes just even just to talk to the pastors and be able to just converse with them and to spend this type of moment and just, and I'm like, I sometimes, I have people sleeping on my couches sometimes, And she started laughing. I go, no, I'm serious,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who you are. But I'm being serious. I mean, we go out and we fellowship, and we'll go pick our brothers and sisters up, and we'll be like, hey, let's go to the city. Let's go do this, and we'll just do the most spontaneous things, We'll take people burritos from Jessica, Hey, you hungry? You want a burrito from Jessica? We'll go drop it off, or we'll just do the craziest things, You forget your water bottle at the church. We're going to drop off your water bottle, at home. Because that's who we are. We shouldn't, and this goes out from me, and I pray, because we are one, to pastors. If you're a leader out there, really, I say that as a leader. If you're a leader of the sheep out there, make yourself available. Mm-hmm. Don't be that person who is too busy to not be available, who is too busy doing so much stuff that you're not available.
Yeah.
Yes, we're busy doing a lot of stuff. We are, but we're available. It goes both ways. When people be like, well, you guys are so busy, you can't even call us. But guess what? It's a two-way street. You guys can call us too. We communicate. Mm-hmm. You guys got to communicate with us too. You got to, in order to be fed, we got to open up our mouths too. We got to be able to speak up, if you need to say something, communicate it to us. How are we going to know what's going on in your life if you don't open up to us and if you don't communicate with us? We're only going to know by you talking to us and, you letting us know what's going on with you. We're going to respond. That's the way it works. We respond to when, you allow us to be part of your life. That's how we respond. Mm-hmm. Are we busy people? Absolutely. But guess what? We're never too busy. Never too busy. So if you are a leader, make yourself available.
I think a lot of it, though, comes from expectation or lack of expectation, because most people that are in a church, they don't expect the leaders to go and take them NyQuil. They don't expect, so I think it's not expected, and I'm not saying we're doing it for pat on the back, but we're doing it because somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, we love our families too.
And not to say
that they don't love them and everything, but it's just what we do.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it goes back to the old school way of doing things. I had a pastor tell me some really good advice when I was about to start House of Rest, and Pastor Rob, actually, the one that played Indio in Duke of Earl, and he says, listen, he goes, people are gonna come and people are gonna go, and if you are constantly let that bother you, he goes, you're gonna be a bitter person by the time you're 5 years in. You're gonna be a bitter pastor. He goes, and another thing, he goes, is that you got to understand people have expectations. Some, they want you to be the pastor. He goes, believe it or not, some want you to be that distant pastor. Mm. He goes, because they can't understand the fact that you joke, the fact that Yeah. He goes, but some need more than that. Some need a friend.
Yeah.
Some need a friend, some need a pastor, some need a mentor, some need and he goes, as a pastor, he goes, you have to learn discernment on which is which. He goes, because if you cross over, some what's the word?
Boundaries.
Mm-hmm. He goes, it could explode.
Yeah.
Because people can't, and it's a trip, I think, and I realize it's true,
Yeah.
It is true, so.
I think a lot on the way we do things here at House of Rest too, though. I'm one thing that I've learned from, and I know that David is not the one that does all this. I know I love to do like the little events, and I love to do a lot of of the gatherings and a lot of that.
Yeah.
That's something that I love to do, guys. You will always see me, and I think that's something that I have learned, and I think that this is important, that we should always implement this not only in ministry, but implement this in your home as well. I think since my kids were little, I would be the mom that I would, make my own little invitations and go put them under their doorsteps. And I'd be like, hey, be my Valentine and come to mom's kitchen. And I'd dress up like a waitress, and I'd dress up their whole little table and all that. But this is the type of thing that, I would do because I would want to keep those memories and give my children memories. And, I would do these little crazy fun things for my kids. And it's almost like I want to implement things like that, where I want to do things for, my family, my church family, where, I want to make things memorable for us, the little things that we do, the little quirky things that we do within our church. I want to make them memorable, for not just our church family, but our family. And for you guys, I know it's not a lot, but with the little bit that we have, we do our best to make everything make everything exceptional and make it to the best that we can, so that we can make it memorable for you guys. And by doing that, it's like, I feel like we're just making it like fun, and just we're building memories together. Yeah. And we're always going to do that, guys. And we're going to make ourselves available so we can do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting. Are we even going to talk about
No.
No, yeah.
No, I wasn't I didn't even have my Bible. I wasn't intending to.
Okay, yeah, because I think we just went into
So my main thing is, if you get anything out of this, is that you have a pulpit. Yeah. I don't care what you do. You could be an Uber driver. Guess what? You got somebody stuck in your car now.
Oh, yeah.
So ask the Lord, what is my pulpit? And you might be surprised, because your pulpit might be something you're looking for. And obviously you understand what I mean by that. It's a representation of where's your position in which you're teaching from. And you'll be surprised that the Lord's going to reveal to you that you already have your pulpit and you didn't even realize it, and you need to utilize it. Being in leadership doesn't actually mean you're not sitting around an oak table, having meetings and having committee meetings. No, man, that's not what it's about. Ministry is a heart to heart. It's so much deeper than that. It's relationship.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. It's relationship. And you have a pulpit. You have a place of teaching. You have a place of pouring in. You have a place to share the gospel and share the things of God and the things of Jesus, and just ask the Lord, what is it? And it could be artistic. It can be analytical. It could be whatever it needs to be, and whatever it is that God wants, because he is not limited.
Yeah.
You're like, well, God, what's my pulpit? I'm a math teacher. And he's like, I could use that too.
And I guess this kind of goes along the line with the announcement that you gave on Sunday service about, about the leadership. The conference is coming up.
Yeah.
We talked about the conference that's coming up, guys, which is a leadership conference. And if you do, and if you are, and if you do consider yourself a house arrest member and a part of this family, and if you have been with us for some time and you say, you know what, I want to go to this leadership, conference, and I want to be there in it, and if it's something that you are wanting to be involved in, and you're like, you know what, I'm part of Relevant Bible Talk and House Arrest, and this is what I've been wanting to do, and you have been here with us for some time, email us so that we can get you registered for the leadership conference. Email David at housearrest.church@gmail.com. We will get you guys the information.
Well, let me tell you this, first of all, is you have no idea where it's at. So it's in Oceanside, California.
Yes.
Which is between Los Angeles and San Diego. Mm-hmm. And it's on October 4th and 5th, which is a Monday and a Tuesday. So if that's something, those dates and that location, if that's something that's possible for you, email us at housearrestchurch@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And we can get you any more info, even the hotel where we're going to be at. Of course, I'm not going to just say that on here, but if that's something you're interested in, you email us and we talk back and forth, and maybe
And
we can make it happen.
the conference is no cost.
It's
The conference is no cost.
and they have a kid zone.
Yeah, and they do have an amazing kid zone, guys. I will say it is a beautiful, amazing kid zone that they have every year. The ages on there, I don't know what ages exactly they're going to have this year, because I know every year sometimes they go up to 12, but I'm not sure. But
Most likely ends at 12.
yeah, most likely once you do go onto the registration, it will give you the ages that they do have this year. So that will happen because you do have to register. They do register you. There are questions that they will be asking on there once you do the registration, but that's something that you'll have to do once you do that. And then they will ask you what church you attend and everything, and it goes from there, guys. But that's why it's so important that you are part of House Arrest, a member from House Arrest, and I guess that's it. Just make sure that you email David and let him know, and I think it'll be exciting. We have a lot of fun when we do go, and we learn so much, and it's such a blessing. It's such a beautiful time. That is, Grace International is our covering. For those that do not know, we are under an amazing covering that has been around for a very, very, very long time. For those that don't know, why don't you explain Grace International?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's not a fly-by-night church. It's not just something that we have some little warehouse with some chairs. I mean, Grace International has been around for over 70 years. And they have over, I believe, 4,200 churches around the world. Only 300 of those are in the United States. The rest of them are in all the different nations and continents all over, which is why we have ties to and pastors in India and in Uganda and in Nigeria. And every year they have a leadership conference. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they canceled last year. They canceled this year. So it's not it's not the international conference that we're used to going to because of restrictions, but it is I think from Texas to the West Coast. It's 3 regions. So nevertheless, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. And if that's something that interests you, I think I just got confirmation that the Phoenix leadership is coming, and they're bringing in some of their family. Church family.
Awesome.
As you guys know, we have House of Rest in Phoenix. It's a house church with Brother Tony and Michelle Paleo. They have been having service there for quite a few months now. So if you are in the Phoenix area, but they will be there. So if that's something you want to do, October 4th and 5th, a Monday and a Tuesday in Oceanside, California, we're going to be there a day before.
On Sunday we're leaving.
Checking out a day after. So we're going to be out there the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. But the actual day is on that Monday and Tuesday. But if that's something you're interested in, just email us, and I'll get you all the info. I have it set on my email, so you will get everything I just said, plus the button to RSVP.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, guys.
All right, guys. We love you guys. Have a blessed day. Enjoy your coffee, and talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.